This is what I now understand is myths, legends, dreams, religious and spiritual writings, and even stories that you really love, and even rituals are essentially instruction manuals that help you refine the process of turning your map into territory of safety. That's what all those things are for. They're narratives that help give you an example of what to do or not do. And I'll give you just a few short examples. In the Bible, there's a story of Cain and Abel. Now, I was not raised in the Catholic tradition, and I did not read the Bible very much until later in life, but I've come to understand what that story actually means, and it's quite profound. What it means is that humans have a tendency, this is what the story talks about, that when someone shows you up, in other words, they're a better person than you. There's Abel, right? He's better than Cain in terms of him generating stuff that pleases God. And so what Cain does is he gets jealous and mad. And who knows whether it's actually a fair assessment, right? It's not really the point. The point is his solution to being less than his brother isn't to buck up and be better, it's to kill him. So basically what that story tells us is don't do that. Like, in other words, if you feel less than, be better. Don't go kill your brother. And that would be no different than reading something similar in a legend or a fairy tale, because they all have that aspect where they're teaching you a lesson, usually a moral lesson, but they also teach you modes of being to help solve a specific problem. They also often illustrate the hero's journey, which is a series of modes of being that lead to the ultimate transformation of you into a bigger, stronger person. And one of my favorite stories, more modern versions of this, is Tolkien's work, which like The Hobbit. And The Hobbit is a really, really well-written hero's journey. So you have Bilbo, who is this funny little hobbit creature who has been spoiled his whole life and has never really done anything of significance, which he's proud of. And, this adventure calls him out, and he goes on this wild adventure. And the purpose of the adventure was, one, for him to make the world better, but it also proved to himself that he was a person of quality, and that he was more than he thought he was, and that he was a good person. And that's what the story generally talks about.